I'm Wright Brennan, and this is the Lost in the Midlands podcast brought to you by Midlands Dumpster Services and Sea Right Roofing. And today I'm here with a singer, a songwriter, an American Idol finalist, Haven Madison. Haven, thanks for coming on today.
Thank you for having me.
Heck yeah. And you've got an incredible journey, and I'm excited to hear about that musical journey. But I do want to jump to kind of your beginnings and hear about, where you started, your influences in the beginning. Can you tell me where you're from?
Absolutely. So I'm from Clarksville, Tennessee, which is about 45 minutes out of Nashville. And I am not foreign to music at all. My dad's lead singer of a Christian band. So I grew up on the road and sing every end of it and every aspect. And I fell in love with it.
Fantastic. And you said he was a singer, he's a guitarist. What part of the band is he in?
Yeah, he's lead singer, but he can play any instrument you put in front of him. My brother's a lot like him as well. They're just little prodigies. So
yeah.
Lots of music.
Awesome. And when did you realize that you had a talent like your dad? Like when you were playing with him, like did he kind of bring you on? Did he try to mold you into an artist, or did you kind of just come out?
I actually think it's the opposite. I think because my dad saw every end of being the artist, he was like, please let her want to be a doctor or something. But I think I came out of the womb singing. That's kind of just always been who I am. But there was one show I remember where the producer of the show who put it all together was like, I'll pay you $20 if you go out and sing this song with him. And I was like, nope. And I got him to raise it to 40. And then I got out and I stood there like a stick bug, scared to death, and like sang some harmonies with my dad. And then I was like, I just loved the rush of it. And I was like, wow, this is amazing. And then I got into middle school and a boy hurt my feelings. And I was like, oh, shoot, I can write songs too. And the rest is history.
The rest is history. So getting on American Idol is pretty competitive. So not only are you an artist, but you must have some kind of competitive spirit as well to win.
I do have a competitive spirit. It's like stupid competitive. Like if we're playing some kind of, like if we're playing basketball, I'm really tall. I'm terrible at basketball. There's nothing in me that is good at that. And I will be so angry if I don't win.
Yeah.
I do have that competitive fire. I think I get it from my dad. He was all in the athletics growing up. But honestly, the show was the least competitive as I literally think it could have been.
Really?
Because it was just so encouraging, and we just had such a great season and so many amazing friendships that we all wanted to see the other win. So I really spent less time thinking I want to get through and more time thinking about, oh my God, I really hope Oliver and Paige and Tyson and Way and all these people, I was like, I really hope they get through.
What about in the beginning stages when there was like just tons of people?
Yeah.
Was the atmosphere supportive, or even in the beginning, was it supportive, or were you guys not at each other's necks?
It was supportive. There were maybe two people in my whole experience that I was in the elevator with, and I was like, oh, you want to win. But overall, it was really supportive, but it is very intimidating. The initial audition in front of the judges, you get put in a room with all these people and there's cameras everywhere and you just have to talk and make friends. And that's really scary, especially when it's amazing that we all love music and we all have it in common, but it's also kind of terrifying because it's like, where do you start? Because everybody knows everything and has their own journey. So I think it was intimidating, but it never really felt competitive. It just felt intimidating at times. Interesting.
Well, Lionel Richie complimented your incredible songwriting ability, and I know that a lot of that's very personal to you. Is it scary kind of putting yourself out there, writing about personal things and just having the world kind of view your authentic self?
It's terrifying, shortly put. I think I've gotten better at it the older I've gotten, and I think being on the show helped because it made me realize I'm credible enough to do it.
Yeah.
I honestly think it is less scary to let the world hear it and more scary to let my classmates and my teachers and the people I see in Walmart in my hometown. It's more scary to know that they hear these things and they know how I feel than to let the world hear it.
That's interesting. The people you have a relationship with, you got to hear their feedback as well too. Mm-hmm. So that's tough. What are you working on now?
Oh my gosh, I've been doing so much, but it's been such a journey. Actually, the season that I'm in has kind of just been a put your head down and work kind of season. So a ton of writing sessions. I'm putting together an EP right now that I'm really excited about. So that's going to be coming out around the new year. And then just a ton of little things I'm excited to start poking at, but I think it's going to be a really good year.
Awesome. So when you're not making your own music and you're just chilling, what are you listening to?
Oh, that's a great question. I was actually talking about this with my brother. So sometimes music is incredible and it's inspiring and I love listening to all these artists. And sometimes as a musician, I love silence, So everybody talks about, because we have such a music inclined family, they're like, oh, it must be so loud and you guys must just start singing impromptu. And we're like, no, like we take the silence, we can get it. So I have some artists I love, and I take so much pride in my playlists. I have like 40 playlists for like each different mood.
Oh,
I've got at least
cool.
5 sad playlists for every kind of sad. So I listen to all sorts of things, but I also love some silence.
All over the place. So when you say silence, are you like meditating? You trying to get all the noise, get some zen in?
Sometimes, yeah. Actually, the guy that I've been writing with and that's been working on my EP with me told me that he listens to music in a different language.
Oh, wow.
Because when you become a songwriter, you get so used to analyzing, and you're always trying to beat yourself. You come up with a line, you're like, let's beat it. Or you hear a song and it's like, we can beat it, we can do better, we can do better. So then it's hard to even like listen to the radio and not want to critique and make it better.
Yeah.
So he listens to stuff in a language he doesn't understand, so he can just hear the music and the rhyme and enjoy it. So it's a different world once you're in it.
Your mind is constantly trying to, the competitive
Constant.
side is like, let's do this better all the time.
Constant, yeah.
Yeah, cool. You mentioned you're still in school and you're obviously down here in a whole nother state playing a giant, awesome concert for us. Fantastic. How do you balance all the different, aspects of your life? I got to imagine you're juggling a million things.
That I am. I still don't really know how to balance it. I'm learning every day.
Just go.
I just go. I do what I can each day. Sometimes I'm in the studio and I've recorded vocals, and then as soon as I'm done recording the vocals, while we're listening back, I'm writing an essay. And so it's just this constant back and forth that I have to play, and it's exhausting, and I don't particularly suggest it to anyone, but I've just always believed that God's my firm foundation. This is what I'm meant to do, so I just try to keep moving.
Awesome. It sounds like you are a super hard worker. So
I do what I can.
Kudos to you. What advice would you give to somebody aspiring to be a musician? Maybe they're in high school, kind of coming up in your spot. They want to make a jump. They're thinking about it.
Absolutely.
What do you think you should tell them?
Oh my gosh, I would tell them so many different things, but I would say one of the really important things is that your age doesn't define you. I think I've written songs about it, and I've experienced so much of people saying to just be a kid. Yeah. And I've always felt like, what makes me less capable because I'm a kid?
Yeah.
And I think even when I was on the show, sometimes everybody was like, what's the disadvantage being a minor? And I'm like, music is music.
Yeah.
So I would say don't let your age define you. And something that was told to me that I have just held on to so tight is that politeness kills the artist. And I really lean into that because I think vulnerability is so scary.
Yeah.
And to sit down and write a song about, something simple and common is, fun and easy, but to sit down and write a song about how you feel and to use your platform and to use your voice is so important and so scary. And something that I've always leaned into is that politeness kills the creativity. So be honest.
Wow. Well, that's heavy.
Yeah.
That's heavy. That's the world you live in, right?
You're right.
What social media plugs do you have?
I love all social media. All my social media is Haven Madison Sings. I try to keep it as real as I can. That's probably like my guilty pleasure about being an artist. I love being able to, I posted a picture today of me. I went to like the Capitol building,
cool.
30 minutes from here, and I'm like hugging a pole. And
nice.
I'm like, hey, I'm in South Carolina. So I do enjoy some socials. It's all Haven Madison Sings.
Awesome. Well, we are really excited to hear you perform this evening. Amazing sound check. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you so much.
This has been a lot of fun.
This has been great. Thank you.
Only exception, you are the only exception. Well, you are the only exception. Well, you are the only exception. Yeah, you are the only exception. 'Cause I'm on my way to believing.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys.
Hey everyone, many thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, give us a follow and click the bell to stay up to date on future episodes, or click the link to watch another previous episode. Also, don't forget to like, share, and please leave us a comment. We'd love to hear your feedback.